Dolphins fans, before we get back into this well-expected return of a certain you-know-who, be sure to hit that big red button and subscribe to the best Miami Dolphins channel on YouTube. We're giving you free videos daily. Nobody else is doing that on YouTube, and we're on a quest and mission to get to 18K, and you can help us do that. 479 away. I think we can do that by, let's say, week 7. Why not? We're going to London town. Let's enjoy ourselves and then have a nice bye week afterwards. But we need you to subscribe and help the channel grow so we can keep giving you this free Miami Dolphins content all year long. Miami Dolphins Today is presented by Magic Spoon for the best tasting cereal on the market that's good for you. I know you love those childlike cereals. This is better and better for you. 13 grams or 14 grams of protein. We'll talk a little bit more about Magic Spoon later on in the show, but we know why you're here. He's back. He's back. Yes, indeed he is. Tua Tagovailoa suffered fractured ribs in Week 2 versus Buffalo and was placed on short-term IR, i.e. 3 weeks. Will he be back for Week 6 versus Jacksonville? Well, I'll say this. He got activated from IR and is returning to practice, so it looks good. Brian Flores even had a lot to say about him, but first, Tom Pelissero had this to say about Tua Tagovailoa. The Dolphins officially designated QB Tua Tagovailoa to return to practice from the IR. This is a sight for sore eyes, even if you're not a Tua fan, and I know that people have soured on him, including myself to a degree, right? But he has to be better and is better than what this offense has with Jacoby Brissett. And really overall, I get it, these Tua numbers from his first 12 career starts really aren't eye-popping by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, a 63% completion percentage, just over 2,000 yards, 12 TDs, and 6 interceptions. I mean, I get it. It's not great stats overall, but I do think that he brings a different element to this Miami Dolphins offense that is very much needed because Jacoby Brissett just doesn't have it. And I think Tua Tagovailoa has a higher football IQ, and I think that he's more suited for this offense long term, specifically with the weapons at his disposal right now. But let me know down in the comments, are you excited about Tua returning? Type Y for yes, type in for no. For me, it's one of those deals where I would probably say yes, maybe no, but I'm going to go ahead and go with yes. Let me know down below what you think. This is going to be ad pin combo is like what we call it here in the business. You'll be hit with a YouTube ad break. Be sure to scroll down and let me know your answer on if you are excited about Tua Tagovailoa returning to the quarterback position for the Miami Dolphins. Listen, Tua coming back is a big deal for this offense, right? Let's be honest about it. I think that when this offense was built, you go out and get a Jalen Waddle. You go out and get a Will Fuller, who's now on IR himself. You have Devontae Parker. You have Mike Gesicki, Myles Gaskin. You have guys like this. This offense was built for Tua Tagovailoa. Simple and plain. That's what it comes down to. I'm hopeful that his return can recharge this Dolphins offense. That's really what it comes down to for me because it's really been stagnant outside of a half down in Tampa where they scored 10 points against the Super Bowl champs and then scored 7 in the second half and looked completely different in my opinion. But I'm hopeful that Tua's return can recharge this offense. So to answer the question I asked y'all on am I excited to see Tua back? The answer is yes. This from Marcel Lewis Jack. Brian Flores said Tua Tagovailoa through yesterday, and the team was hoping to have them at practice this week. Sounds exactly like what's going on here in terms of his return, right? That's something big in the sense that when Brian Flores, the head man himself, is saying, hey, he's throwing, he looks like he could be on his way back, I think that's a great sign, and I do expect Tua to start in London on Sunday against the Jags. You know what I'll be having for breakfast on Sunday? What I have every day, Magic Spoon. You too should have some Magic Spoon cereal. Go to magicspoon.com/Dolphins to get $5 off your first order of Magic Spoon. Listen, I love the fruity flavor. It's right there with the cocoa for me. I am in love with the cocoa flavor that Magic Spoon has. It makes me feel less guilty about what I'm eating at breakfast, right? You have those childlike cereals that are just full of sugar. I mean, absolutely full of sugar. And it's one of those deals for me where Magic Spoon just brings the best of both worlds, in my opinion. And the fact that you can have these childlike flavors but not feel guilty. And that's the best thing about Magic Spoon, is that when you eat it, first and foremost, you're satisfied. That's the biggest deal. But the second thing, you don't feel guilty about what you're eating. Listen, they have so many flavors out there. I mean, look at your screen right now. They got blueberry, cinnamon. I mentioned the cocoa. Producer Matt knows. That's my favorite flavor right there. I'm big on frosted. Kind of tastes like Frosted Flakes. And then fruity tastes like Fruit Loops. And then you have the peanut butter as well that tastes like Reese's Puffs, I absolutely love Magic Spoon, and you will too. Head over to magicspoon.com/Dolphins to save $5 off your first order of Magic Spoon. Again, magicspoon.com/Dolphins to get $5 off your Magic Spoon order. Let's get back into this Dolphins offense a little bit. It struggled, let's be honest, right? I mean, 15.8 points per game, 31st in the league, a.k.a. second to last, and you just haven't been able to really move the football at all with Jacoby Brissett, and you really struggled with Tua Tagovailoa as well. But I wonder if this offense can potentially hit its stride with Tua Tagovailoa, because right now, looking at these numbers, the offense has been abysmal. We know that's one of my favorite words on this show. I've had a couple people in the comments say, you really love the word abysmal. Yes, I do, just like I love Magic Spoon cereal as well. But I think this offense does have a chance to really turn around with Tua Tagovailoa coming back. And really, this isn't something to, throw shade at Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett, I thought, actually played pretty solid as a backup, right? He signed as a free agent in mid-March as a backup quarterback, which he has been historically throughout his career outside of 1 year in Indianapolis. He took over for Tua after he fractured his ribs, but he really struggled to find a rhythm as a starter, right? And I don't think that's all to blame on Jacoby Brissett, mostly because, well, the Dolphins' offensive line, I'm sure you've heard about how bad that's been. The Dolphins' wide receivers have been injury prone as well, in terms of Preston Williams just came back, and then you lose Devontae Parker. Jalen Waddle has really been the only starter that has played every game so far this season. Looking at Jacoby Brissett's numbers filling in for Tua Tagovailoa, again, nothing eye-popping. The biggest thing that stands out for me with Jacoby Brissett is, he had those 2 interceptions, but I'm just going to remember that drive in Las Vegas when they were trying to make a push for overtime and they had that 4th and 20 and he threw an absolute dot, and I mean dot, to Mike Gesicki on the sideline to really get the Dolphins to overtime. Again, I'm saying this, and I think it's fair and people have to realize this. The play calling and offensive line did him no favors. That's really what it comes down to for Jacoby Brissett, right? I think he's a historic veteran backup quarterback. That's what he is, right? But he kept Miami in the games the best way they could, in the sense that the defense was on the field a lot because the offense had a bunch of struggles. And I mean a bunch of struggles, mostly because of the offensive line and play calling. And it doesn't help when you have a backup quarterback in there as well. But I think when you look at Jacoby Brissett, it was like at least he, quote unquote, maybe gave us a chance to win. It's just this offense and the play calling and the scheme was just abysmal. There you go. Word again. You tell me, though, will the Dolphins' offense change with Tua Tagovailoa returning? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. I'm going to say yes. I think it does improve just because, again, it can't get much worse, right? At least knock on wood type situation on that. I think Tua will recharge this offense and actually be a serviceable quarterback for the Miami Dolphins moving forward. I really like what he can do with these weapons that he has. It's just, okay, hey, can we get this offense going a little bit and really try and help the defense who's been on the field far too long? But let me know down in the comments what you think on this question. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that big red button and subscribe to Miami Dolphins Today. Again, it's one of those deals where the more subscribers we have, the more videos we put out. And that's what you want, right? You want more videos. And that's what we're here to make. We just need a few more subscribers to hit 18K. We're well on our way. I think we can get there by week 7. We need your help. If you want more free Miami Dolphins content right here on YouTube, hit that big red button and tell a friend about us as well. Miami made a little bit more news on Tuesday as Travis Fulgham was signed, well, after he got released from the Eagles practice squad on Monday. Now, Travis Fulgham did lead the Eagles in receiving in 2020, and as I mentioned, was released from the practice squad from Philadelphia on Monday, and then signed by the Dolphins practice squad on Tuesday. Now, Travis Fulgham had a historic fall from grace. I mean, we're talking about one of these guys in Philadelphia where it looked like maybe they had found a diamond in the rough, right? To no avail. I mean, he just quickly fell off. Looking at his 2020 stats from last season, I mean, Travis Fulgham was one of those guys where I truly thought that he was having a breakout. He had a game this time last year where he had 150 yards receiving and then really just kind of fell out of favor with the Eagles coaching staff. 38 receptions, 539 yards, and 4 TDs for Travis Fulgham, the third-year pro. I mean, it can't hurt to add to the wide receiver depth, right? You think about it. Will Fuller, we don't know how many games he's going to play. Then you have Preston Williams, who has missed half of each season he's been in the professional ranks. Jalen Waddle had a serious ankle injury at Alabama, looks completely healthy, but you want to have some experience depth. I think Travis Fulgham is one of those guys where I don't feel bad if he's the wide receiver 5 on a roster and plays some special teams. But I think overall, my overlying thought from this was, I wonder if this is a sign for Devontae Parker. In the sense that Devontae Parker missed last week. Remember that. Is that hamstring worse than we think, and is it going to last a lot longer in terms of the recovery for Devontae Parker? Looking at the Dolphins' leading wide receivers right now through the first few weeks of the season, Jalen Waddle, 36 targets, 27 catches, and then he had 231 yards. But then you have Devontae Parker, who's been pretty solid as well, with Preston Williams having his first game back just this past week in Week 5 for the Dolphins. Overall, I think when you look at what this wide receiver core presents, right, that's the biggest thing for me is, are they going to be better? Are they going to be able to stay healthy? And maybe Travis Fulgham brings a component to that where it's just depth piece, right? Like he can be out there and be serviceable, play special teams, and be a wide receiver 4 or 5 for your roster when guys are hurt. But let me hear you. What's your one-word reaction to the Dolphins signing Travis Fulgham? For me, unsurprised. I think that you needed another wide receiver, specifically with the potential injury in Devontae Parker lasting a little longer. Will Fuller on IR. Haven't gotten much from Albert Wilson, who was a surprise in camp. But let me know down in the comments what you think about Travis Fulgham signing to the Dolphins practice squad on Tuesday. And if you haven't already, get yourself some Magic Spoon and head over to magicspoon.com/Dolphins to save $5 off your first order of Magic Spoon.